Hussbus, bus stop. All right, what's up, everybody? JP Hussey here of the Hussey Team Mortgage Advisors. This is your, I guess, bi-weekly Hussbus bus stop. And today, this is going to be part one of our three-part series, I believe, about helping the earth. Very broad. We can all do it. But today, we have my good friend, Colleen Felicki of Back to Earth Compost Crew, right?
You got it. Good
All right,
morning,
cool.
everyone.
What's up? And yeah, we met. I mean, I don't even know. I still remember. I remember some weird stuff. We met at an open house, right?
Yep. Now you were knocking doors. It was an
I,
open house.
and it was, I think, a family member of yours. I don't want to get into too many details, but I remember some
No,
stuff.
that's okay. Yeah, so that was my brother's house. It actually is a rental property for them now. So they
Nice.
ended up not selling it. Yeah. Great house. Super, you live in the area, so you know the
Yeah,
location.
I
But
remember.
yeah, I remember too. And we were chatting, and I was kind of at that point just transitioning out of real estate.
That's
But
right. I remember that. Yep.
yeah, it's great to see where you're at now and what you're doing.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, these are the type of relationships that we like truly how it should be, like truly organic and just kind of meeting people and following each other and helping out people. So I mean, it's cool. So it's good to
No
have
pun
you on here.
intended with the organic.
Yeah, right. Hey, see. So tell us a little bit about Back to Earth Compost Crew. Like you're the owner and founder, right? Like when did you found it? Like tell us a little bit about it.
I am, sure. So Back to Earth Compost Crew has been a dream of mine for many years. But about 3 years ago, I went ahead and started the business. And basically, we are a curbside compost pickup service. We make it convenient for people to compost no matter where they live. We're in the suburban Philadelphia area.
Nice, awesome. So I know a little bit about it. I remember my wife and I at our old house, we tried to start a compost spot, right? But I have no idea. And I bet a lot of people don't. So, like, what is composting?
Sure, yeah. So I started out the same way. I was passionate about making a difference and not putting my food into the landfill, but I wanted I didn't know how to compost. Um, so it's fairly simple. It's basically organic matter that's been broken down into some simpler organic or inorganic matter through a
Okay.
process called composting. Recycles various organic matter otherwise would be waste, like food waste, or leaves, or trees, into like a soil conditioner, which is nutrient rich. So it's just and I can tell you if you want to know a couple easy steps
Yeah.
to learn how to do it. Okay. So tips for beginners. If you want to compost in your yard, um, I would say, first of all, it starts in the kitchen. So if you want to reduce food waste, you're looking at what you're buying and how much you're buying for your family, and find out what the things are that you're throwing away most often.
Okay.
So I would keep like a container or a crock, a compost crock. You can use any, if you have a Tupperware container or a glass container on your countertop, and basically put the food scraps in there first before they hit the outside compost pile. So you'll do
Okay.
that first. The other tip is basically keep a list of what can be composted on your fridge. I can tell you off the bat: veggies, fruits, any of that, pits, rinds, coffee grounds, eggshells, coffee filters, tea bags. Just no meat, bones, or dairy, just
Okay.
because you'll draw some animals and it smells horrible.
Okay.
Keep that out of your compost pile. But if you keep a container on your counter, you'll get to know, the types of things that maybe you're buying too much of, and you can reduce that. And also think of ways that you can reuse leftovers. I know at Thanksgiving, everyone thinks, oh, what can I use with turkey for? But think of that, throughout your planning your meals during the week. What can you reuse? If you're cooking a chicken, can you use the carcass to make soup? Things like that. So the other thing is you can use your veggie scraps to make broth instead of putting them in the compost. So
Cool.
again, think about reusing. And you're going to find a spot in your yard that's convenient for you. Like thinking about a day like today, where would you want to go to put food scraps outside? Now, I would say like maybe get a 5-gallon bucket, keep it near your side door or wherever it's convenient in your house, put it in there first before taking it outside.
Okay.
you can buy a tumbler, which is a great way to get started composting outside. And you can get one of those usually like online, maybe at one of the local garden stores as well. And that basically is an easy way to pop your food scraps in. But I will say, and this happened to me when I started,
Okay.
it was easy to not mix in the browns. So you've got your food, but what about your leaves and
Yeah.
or cardboard? So it's basically a 3-to-1 ratio. If you're going to add 1 cup of food, you want to add 3 cups of leaves.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a good way to use up your leaves in your yard, keep them in some bags in the garage, and add them to your compost pile when you're adding your food. So that's kind of what got me in the beginning.
Nice.
I didn't have a ratio. Yeah, it helps it break down a good amount of time.
Yeah. So how long does it take for it to break down? And then what am I doing with this stuff that just broke down? I mean, I'm assuming it's like a mulch or some sort of thing.
Oh,
Like,
that's black gold.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what am I
Yeah.
doing with it? You know?
Yeah, so once it breaks down, that's a good question. So usually it depends on really what your ratios are that you're putting in there. Really, I would chop your food before you put it outside. Don't pop a whole pumpkin out there. Cut it up and put it out there. That's
Okay.
a good rule of thumb. So the other thing is, it can take 3 months to 2 years to break down fully. Really, it depends what you're putting in there, how often you're turning it. So that's why I said a tumbler is a good way to get started. If you don't have a tumbler, you can actually pile it in your backyard if you have a
Right.
corner where where if you don't have a dog that might get into it, or you can buy a compost bin or make one out of old pallets. Google that, and you'll be able to see some videos, get some free pallets, and you can make your own. Also, the thing is, you want to make sure that it's damp. It's almost like a sponge.
Okay.
So convenient for you to get to, access to some water, and grab yourself a pitchfork because you're going to want to turn it if you have an open compost pile, like one time every week or every other week. If you have a tumbler more frequently, turn it. That's going to aerate the pile. You really want to get oxygen in there to get those microbes to break down the food.
Cool. So then once it's broken down, what am I doing with it?
Yep. So if you have a garden, it's fantastic to add as a top coat to your garden. It's got all sorts of great nutrients in it. It's going to help retain moisture, so you don't have to water as much, therefore using less water.
Sweet.
And you won't have to buy fertilizer, like chemical fertilizers, because it'll do the job.
Okay, so that leaves my next one. Like why is it so? Like, why did you become passionate about this, and why is composting so important?
That's great. So I'm really passionate about it because it reduces the methane emissions in our landfills. 30 to 40% of our food waste is ending up in landfills.
Wow.
It kills me. Yes, it's crazy. We can easily change that by all just composting a little bit of our food waste, or initially creating less waste in the kitchen, which less waste will go outside. It lowers your carbon footprint. It actually adds this nutrient-rich soil back to the earth, and you can't get any better than that. If you have a garden, put it in your garden. If you have house plants, put it in your house plants. Container pots on your patio, it's all good for that. You can actually put it on your lawn, and you'll really see a difference in your lawn as well. So
Nice.
there's a lot of things you can do with it. Hey, share with a neighbor. Maybe they have a garden. They'll give you some of their veggies for some of your compost.
Nice.
That type of thing. Yeah, I'm all about sharing. Maybe if you have a compost, let them put their stuff in there and kind of work it together. So it's a great community way of living and sharing, the nature's harvest and bounty. So.
Cool. So if you're like me, right? I mean, everyone's busy right now, but I'm not the best at building anything or doing any of that stuff, right? But I do want to help out, right? So that's why you started Back to Earth Compost Crew, right? So if I don't feel like building anything in my yard, or I have a really small yard, I just don't have it, but I want to help out, tell us what Back to Earth Compost Crew does then. Like, how can you sign up? What do we do?
Awesome. Yeah, the best thing to do, I always tell people, if you can compost in your yard, do it. If you need me, I can offer a complimentary consultation. I'll come to your house and we'll look at your yard and put together a plan for your compost pile. However, if you don't have the that opportunity. We provide a service where you get a 5-gallon bucket. You can have another one depending on the plan that you want to, how much food waste you're generating. We do a 1-month free trial. It's an every other week pickup. And basically, you have a list of what you can put in the bucket, and you put it in the bucket. We come by every other week, and on the designated day, pick it up, and then we take it to be composted. So we make it easy, simple for you to, not throw the food waste into the trash can and end up in the landfills. We also, we try to work with, with everyone. So if you have more than, 1 bucket, if you want 2 buckets, we can do that as well. And also more frequent pickups depending on your area. So we also work with commercial businesses as well, like breweries and co-ops, and some restaurants and coffee places. So definitely trying to lower our carbon footprint in the suburban Philadelphia area.
Nice. So when hopefully people see this video, right, where can they find you now to get more information, contact you? What's the website? Where can people go?
Yep. So we're on Instagram and Facebook. We also have a website, which I know needs to be updated, but it has everything on there pertinent. It's backtoearthcompost.com.
Cool.
On there, if you click on the top right, get started, you can sign up for your 1-month free trial at that point. And you can message us if you have any questions through the website. You can email backtoearthcompost@gmail.com. You can call me as well. I think our number's on the website as well. Any questions, happy to chat. And, we try to make it easy for people to get started to make a difference. Everyone can. It just takes thinking about it and doing something, really. And every small change makes a difference. So don't think just, I'm just going to put in, 5 gallons of food. No, every little bit adds up. We compost a couple tons a week.
Cool.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Colleen. It was good to learn more about this black gold that you tell us about. I think that's really cool. So thanks for coming on here and letting everyone know one thing that you can do to help out Mother Nature, right?
Absolutely. One
Cool.
easy, small thing. Yep,
Cool.
for sure. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful holiday. And if you need me, always hit me up.
Thanks. You as well.
All right. Later, Colleen.
Talk to you soon, JP. Thanks.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hussbus bus stop.